Today I'm going to help you make a decision. CUPRA Born or Volkswagen ID.3. I'm going to take you through a few features that are going to help you make that decision. So straight away, CUPRA grabs your eye. And the reason being is this beautiful sleek grille across the front with these aggressive styled lights, and of course the lower grille with the copper detailing really gives you that little edge over the ID.3. And the rear exterior is no different, especially when you look at the rear diffuser with a nice contrast against the Nevada white paint. Both models obviously have the single light going across the back, but CUPRA have kept it in line with obviously the Leon and the Formentor styling. Nice little bit of detailing with the Born name built within the actual light itself, and it leads us around to obviously these very aggressive 20-inch alloy wheels that just complete the whole exterior of the vehicle. So into the rear of the cabin. Both cars will be very similar. I'm 6'1", plenty of headroom, plenty of leg room, so job well done. But what I really like about the interior of this vehicle is the detailing they've gone to on the upholstery, which actually includes the CUPRA logo built in. Excellently finished. So, the interior, what's not to love about it? This is what I was expecting to see when I jumped into this car. Futuristic, sharp, edgy design throughout. CUPRA have executed really well, keeping obviously their copper detailing, which they do really well as a brand throughout, but also just the edgy designs, obviously the nice dash trim that, if you look again, is their logo. Really, really nice detail touch, which I think just keeps the car to the upper end of the market on the quality. All the steering wheel controls are nice and gentle on the touch sensitive, easy to flip between the safety systems, and make it nice and easy to use such systems as your active cruise control. So the ID.3 and the Born obviously share a lot of synergies across technology, so the infotainment system will look very similar, especially when you're on the widget display like this. Obviously the CUPRA side of the system kept its traditional design across the models, so you've got the nice 3 tablets, nice and easy to locate, obviously the key system you use. Still have the shortcut to the widgets at the bottom, but makes it nice and easy to manoeuvre around. So obviously it comes with all the mod cons you'd expect, built-in navigation, DAB radio, and such connectivity for your smartphone such as Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. All the stuff you'd expect. And you're not going to struggle with any storage throughout the vehicle. Twin cup holders in the front with a little storage compartment at the front, wireless phone charging, and a huge bucket down here to store anything you need with USB connections in there. And also the style of the seats carries on throughout the front with the integrated headrest. So the ID.3 at the front end, obviously they've got a beautiful daytime running light which obviously runs across the front end, which is very signature to the ID.3 over the Born. But obviously the front end is very minimalistic in comparison to the Born, but it obviously gives it a very clean, crisp finish. So extended tail lights, very similar to the Born design, but obviously a little bit more crisp and in line with obviously the Volkswagen design, similar to the T-Roc and Polo. A bit more minimalistic around the rear bumper, and it is riding on the 19-inch alloy wheels instead of the 20s in comparison to the Born. So, as I said, both cars are very similar with regard to space on the inside. However, there are the design features that you notice straight away. So on the rear of the seat, you've got these nice clever little pockets on the ID.3, which you didn't have with the Born. And obviously the design and the finish and the upholstery is very different. Again, very more minimalistic inside the ID.3, but keeping it very crisp and clean design throughout the interior. So, interior design. As you'd expect, layout's very similar, but obviously the design overall is very different. Obviously the CUPRA Born being very aggressive, obviously the ID.3 is kept with a minimalistic, crisp design to match the exterior of the vehicle. Things such as the steering wheel have very, very similar layouts and very, very easy to use, just identical to the Born itself because of the synergies in systems. So just briefly onto the infotainment screen. Now obviously very similar layout regards to the widgets as mentioned, and also the menu display, obviously a different slight tablet format, but again shared infotainment systems. The gubbins underneath are all the same, so they have the same kind of approach. The one thing you do notice is obviously the size of the screen, where the Born has a 12-inch screen in comparison to the ID.3. So the seats itself, no integrated headrests, allowing you to adjust it per passenger. Individual armrests in comparison to one huge armrest in the Born. but very similar size regards centre storage. So the big question, how long does it take to charge? How long will the range last for me? Obviously both these vehicles share a lot of synergies in that department. So on screen now is all the technology information that you need to know about the range and information, because there are variations between them. But obviously if there are any other questions that you do need to want to know about the range or range anxiety, please feel free to contact us and we can talk you through this. So that's both the cars compared. Hopefully this has given you a bit more insight between the two models. However, if you do have any further questions on either model, please feel free to contact one of our sites and we'll be able to happily answer this. Thank you very much for watching.